Hey YouTube, video number 2. Today we're going to talk about bullet sizing. Not saying that anyone else is doing it wrong, I'm just going to share how I do it, where it gets it done in a fair amount of time with the least amount of work. So what we have here today is we have the Lee APP press. It's very budget friendly. The press was somewhere around the $100 range. We have a Roberts bullet feeder from Kevin Roberts in Thailand. The gentleman is a very upstanding man. He does sell a good product for a fair price. This one actually is set up to be able to use as a bullet feeder for bullet sizing with nose down, or you have the other gizmos and gadgets that flips them all bullet point up. That way you can run them with the die in a Dillon or whatever reloading machine that you're using. It's your choice. I don't run it for that. I can feed bullets plenty fast with mine by hand, but bullet sizing does really start to take a toll on time when you're trying to put them in the machine one at a time with your hands. It does start to really affect your time frame as to how quick you can process. You know, I've got 20 pounds of bullets here. They are cast 9mm, no lube groove, 124 grain that I made myself here at the house, and we're fixing to run them through the sizer, and we're going to talk about a couple things. So you can use the Lee provided little catcher with the fancy little sizers and punch that is made like this. It does work. You can catch them in a little bottle, but you'll be dumping the bottle very, very frequently. And myself personally, I would rather put in my earbuds and turn my phone on and put on a movie and just turn on a video or something, and basically scoot that back like that, set my phone up right here, put my Galaxy Buds in and forget about it and just pull the handle. Do two things at once, glance over there every once in a while. You get your speed set right, you set your pace just right, you can, in a 30-minute movie, you can size 20 pounds of bullets, no problem. So I'm going to take the cell phone and I'm going to show you a little bit of what we got up here. So this is the bullet feeder. So I have the 9mm plate in it, and then I added this little spring right here because it seems to function much better with that little spring. That is the adjuster that pretty much puts them all nose down, and it does flip them very well. We're going to toss in some bullets here. We're going to toss in a little handful of bullets, and we're going to turn this bad boy on, and it's going to start turning, and put in a few more here. Alright, so it just starts rolling them over, and sometimes it takes a minute, sometimes one will go around a couple times before it gets nose down, and then once it's nose down, it's pretty quick. As you can see, they'll fall through the tube. We're going to put in a few more, and that's a heck of a lot quicker than I can hand feed bullets. So I'm going to give the phone back to the child of mine that is doing the videotaping for me. So basically here is the Lee APP. So the bullet goes into the tube, and pretty much I can push them through the sizer relatively quickly. It doesn't take a lot of time. You don't have to think about it. It's just working the arm, and the machine does the rest. Usually, if you keep your bullets below about right here, it doesn't start to have drag problems. You'll notice as the feeder gets low on bullets, the speed that it's feeding will slow down. So It literally, I mean, if you want to go super fast, you can turn it up and you can go as fast as you like, and it will feed your bullets in there at a pace that is very quick. So this also comes from the Kevin Roberts. This is a replacement block that basically will take, I believe this one is for 45 caliber bullets, and it goes here in place of this little contraption that Lee made. This does work. I'm not going to take away from Lee that it doesn't work, but this is very inferior compared to this for bullet sizing. I only use this machine just for sizing bullets. I don't use it for anything else. As you see, we're empty now up there, so there's a few more in here. Go ahead and run it through the sizer. And it pretty much will go as fast as you're willing to go. And we're empty again. And so this is your everyday normal piece of silicone heater hose from the automotive department of your favorite auto parts or hardware stores sell this too sometimes. This die here, I'm not going to screw it out, I'm just going to get one from up top that's a different size. It is this style sizing die, okay? This is just the regular old Lee sizing die. We're going to cut this thing off so it doesn't chirp at us. So this is just your standard Lee sizing die. Well, it just happens to be that this fits right in there. And it holds, it doesn't go anywhere. And that's pretty much as simple as that gets. Gravity does the rest. Regular old bucket. This was a pickle bucket. So square bucket, cut a hole the size of the hose here, run it through there. That way if it happens to chunk a bullet, your bucket lid is covered, so you know that every bullet that you have ran through the machine actually went through the sizing die if it's in the bucket. There's no doubt that it went in there. This thing will shut off if it fills up. It will shut off for you. I don't recommend letting it get that full. Turn your speed down to where you can keep up. And in a matter of an hour, you'll have plenty of bullet size ready to go. Go feed one of these blue demons on this side that's always hungry. They'll be ready to go. Of course, I cast them myself. My casting machine is a master caster made by Magma. It is not a bullet master. I don't cast commercially. I cast for my own use. I just like to shoot, and I have family that likes to shoot, so more than one shooter in the home. So when we go to the range, it's no big deal to run a large amount of bullets. Well, when you're doing that, you don't have a lot of time. This is a huge time saver. Again, this is a Roberts bullet feeder. I'm not saying that it is a top of the line bullet feeder. I'm not saying that it is a commercial grade machine. This is a 3D printed bullet feeder. It does work. It hasn't given me any issues. I have processed quite a few bullets through it. It is well worth what I would have paid for it. I think the cost was right at $270 shipped to my door from Kevin Roberts in Thailand, and I paid him through PayPal, and it showed up at my house, no problem. I set it up. It was a little confusing, and this is just regular old PVC pipe that I had laying around. I did go get a actual dowel rod like Kevin recommends that you do, but as you can see, it's working, so I'm not going to bother with it. I did get it done in blue because I'm a Dillon guy, so I went ahead and got it done in blue. He sent me these other gadgets and gizmos that goes with it, so that if I want to use it with one of the Dillons to feed bullets, I can, but I really don't have any interest in that. My main thing is to speed up the sizing process, and pushing them through one of the old style presses like this into the old style Lee red little can. It works. It is not. It does take more time, and you're really bored, and takes a lot of hand-eye coordination. And I just prefer to keep things as simple as I can. That wasn't a very big investment, and I feel like it's already paid for itself in time savings getting it done. The range time is hard enough to come by, so I went in and picked one of those up, and it works great. Good bang for the buck. I will add the link to, or I will add Kevin Roberts' email address in the comment section. That way you guys can pick up a bullet feeder from him if you like. It's worked good for me. I wouldn't recommend it for somebody that's going to commercially cast or anything like that. Nobody would want to kill their arm to commercially cast with one of these, but for your own use, it's more than enough. It really speeds it up and gives you a little bit more of your day back. Well, YouTube, that's all I got. Till the next video. Hopefully this video, I'm not saying, I'm not giving any, Kevin didn't give me this for free for me to do this video. As with every video I do, I'm going to give you an honest opinion. I paid for this. This wasn't donated to the channel so that the channel could give it a great review. I paid for this out of my own pocket. Kevin sent it to me. I don't like YouTube videos that people made a donation to the channel. I'm not asking for anybody's donation. I'm just here to share the knowledge to people that haven't experienced this or are interested in it and don't know what to buy. This works good for me. I paid for it. I think it's a good product. That's the endorsement I'm giving it. I'm not really a big Lee fan for a lot of the Lee items. Some of the stuff Lee makes is really cheap. Some of it is really cheap, it works. Some of it is really cheap and it works temporarily. Some of the stuff Lee makes, like their Lee decapping pen for their universal decapping die, absolutely garbage. It's gonna bend. They're cheap. You didn't pay but $9 or $12 for the universal decapping die. Then you go on to Amazon and you pick up some of these that are made by Squirrel Daddy. If it's not Boxer Prime Brass and it's Berdan, you push hard enough, it's going to become Boxer Prime Brass. You're not going to bend it. They're tough. Haven't broke one yet, and I have knocked out tons and tons of primers with the Squirrel Daddy. Again, a lot of times the Lee stuff is low on price, but you get what you pay for. Squirrel Daddy, I paid as much money for the decapping pins as I did the whole die. Decapping pin for Squirrel Daddy is the bomb. They don't break. They're tough and they're not expensive. So the Kevin Roberts bullet feeder does work well for the money. I haven't had any issues with mine. If you guys want to grab you one, it will save you a little time. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day and God bless.